Plot: The battle for survival of the dinosaurs. Summary: the story takes place about 65 million years ago, during a time when the world was populated by massive dinosaurs. A natural catastrophe, unforeseen by all, forces these creatures to face the threat of extinction. As the environment dramatically shifts, the creatures must struggle to survive. Main characters: Kinter, a mighty T-Rex, intelligent and strong, leading a herd of dinosaurs in search of food in the wild. Lena, a pteranodon, a smart and agile flying dinosaur, always trying to help other dinosaurs in the T-Rex herd. Roo, a triceratops with sharp horns and immense strength, a companion of Kinter in their survival journey. Zora, a velociraptor, quick and cunning, a traitor who plots to take over Kinter's territory and leadership. Setting: the world at this time is vast and wild, with dense forests, large lakes, and towering mountains. While the dinosaurs' environment is diverse and abundant, they face an unprecedented catastrophe. A massive earthquake triggers volcanic eruptions. An acid rain pours down across the land, causing the climate to change and threatening the survival of these ancient creatures. Detailed plot: the story begins with Kinter, the mighty T-Rex, leading his herd of dinosaurs on a hunt. They move through ancient forests in search of food, unaware that a colossal earthquake is about to strike. The earthquake causes a nearby mountain to erupt, sending a cloud of toxic gas and ash into the air. This catastrophe dramatically changes the climate, creating a food shortage for all the dinosaurs. Kinter, with his strong leadership instincts, decides to guide the herd to a distant land where, according to legend, there is a fertile valley with abundant resources. However, the journey is not easy. Zora, a cunning velociraptor, secretly forms her own group of dinosaurs and begins plotting to take over the land Kinter is seeking. Zora believes that the world can only survive if she is the one in charge, and she is willing to do anything to achieve her goal. Meanwhile, Lena, an intelligent pteranodon, continuously flies above the land to scout and keep an eye on the situation. Lena notices the environmental changes and sends crucial information to Kinter about the looming danger. During their perilous journey, Kinter and his companions must face gigantic creatures, intense battles, and betrayal from within their own group. The battle culminates when Kinter and Zora confront each other directly at the fertile valley, a place both of them desperately want to control. But as a powerful dust storm sweeps in, all the dinosaurs must cooperate to survive. In this critical moment, both Kinter and Zora realize that only by working together can the dinosaurs overcome the natural disaster and continue their existence. The story ends with a profound message about survival and the importance of cooperation, even between enemies or allies in a world full of chaos. Further development ideas: the story could be expanded with more adventures of Kinter and Lena as they explore new areas. The relationship between the different dinosaur species could develop into alliances or conflicts with other creatures in the prehistoric era. About 65 million years ago, the world was ruled by dinosaurs. There were other creatures as well, but they were so massively huge that they simply dwarfed anything else that lived at the time. But what if something caused all of them to go extinct? What would the world be like afterwards? Let's find out in today's episode of Dinosaur Battles. This episode is called The Battle for Survival of the Dinosaurs. Our story begins as usual 65 million years ago. It's a time when the world was mostly water with a few large land masses scattered around. The climate was very hot and the atmosphere was very thick, full of oxygen. This made it comfortable for all living things to live, especially for the dinosaurs who dominated the land. One day, a massive rock the size of a house hurtled through space and crashed into Earth. It was an asteroid or comet, and it was about 10 kilometers wide. It smashed into the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, causing massive destruction. But this was only the beginning. As the dust settled, the survivors began to emerge from their hiding places. They had no idea that the world was about to change forever. Plants began to die off, unable to make food with the lack of sunlight. Herbivores starved as they had no food to eat. Then the carnivores began to die as well, as they had no prey left to hunt. Amongst the dead was the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex, the king of the dinosaurs. He had ruled the earth for 65 million years, but now he was gone, along with all the other dinosaurs. But this wasn't the end. Some creatures managed to survive the impact and the following ecological disaster. And because there was no predators left, they thrived. Amongst them was a small mammal named Plesiogylops. He had survived the impact by sheltering under a log. He had lost his family and friends in the impact, but he was determined to carry on. He began to search for food, but everything had changed. All the old food sources were gone. This meant he had to find new sources of food or starve. He came across a beach and saw some fish washed up on the shore. He had never seen fish before, but desperate times call for desperate measures. He tried to eat one, but it was too bony. Just as he was about to give up, he saw something. It was a small fish, just his size, wriggling in the sand. He lunged and grabbed it in his mouth. It tasted delicious. From that day on, he became a beach dweller, spending his days looking for fish to eat. Over the next few million years, he and his descendants gave rise to modern mammals. They quickly filled the ecological vacancy left by the dinosaurs and dominated the earth. And so our story ends. But what do you think? How would you have survived the impact? And what would you do after the extinction of the dinosaurs? Let me know your thoughts. And as always, thanks for watching.